A second. Go.
Good afternoon, evening, fellas. We got playing the Dominion fleet today. We're going to go with the Gore Portus. We've got Gull Raynor captaining. We've got Baraka Kara as a crew member. And we went with 2 banks of photon torpedoes, an energy dissipator, and the phase polaron beam. So he's a range 1 nightmare. Then we've got the Kraxen, piloted by Boyun. We've got Glentel for co-pilot there. And we've got the full range of their weapon banks for the Cardassians. We've got the anti-proton scan, long-range tachyon scan, and we took the forwards weapon grid. And like I said, he's on the Kraxen, so he's got that 180. So again, he's a range 3 nightmare. So we'll see how it goes.
All right, they're facing off against the Federation. What we've got is we've got Jean-Luc Picard on the Enterprise, and he's got his crew with Miles O'Brien and Worf, some photon torpedoes, and of course Engage, his favorite action. And then over here we've got Benjamin Sisko on the Defiant. He's got his quantum torpedoes, some antimatter mines, and Jadzia Dax is helping him out. The beat. Oh, now.
Okay. Well, fellas, we just rolled up and scanned out. We're going to use the planet here to try and block line of sight for at least 1 round against the Enterprise, which worked all right, but at the short, the long range is not a lot here happened this round. The Kraxen moved up 4. The Breen battlecruiser moved up 2. We scanned. Nobody was in range. Turn went to the Federation.
Everything on the Federation side just kind of inched forward. We got the Defiant cloaked. We'll re-enable the device next turn.
All right, well, the Kraxen rolled up around the planet here, came to a forward as the Defiant and the Enterprise came up. The Kraxen let rip after having gotten 1 shield from the Enterprise. He let rip with the forward weapons grid, and we dished some firepower. Most of the firepower went to the Defiant, and 1 die went over to the Enterprise. The Defiant, I rolled 5 frickin' dice and got 4 battle stations and a blank. And against the Enterprise, rolled another battle station. So the Kraxen dished out a lot of firepower, but as luck would have it, the dice just rolled all battle stations for me. And the Gore Portus didn't have any targets, and nothing was in range. So the Enterprise and the Defiant.
The Enterprise, Jean-Luc went ahead and got a target lock on the Kraxen and then engaged to get into range 2 and get him in the forward fire arc, fired his photon torpedoes and did 1 damage. So, and the Defiant chose not to shoot and just remained cloaked. Long story short, there was a lot of shooting, but not a whole lot of damage.
A whole lot of damage. All right, fellas. The Kraxen and the Gore Portus wound up bumping into one another. The Gore Portus came around the planet. He cleared, but I messed up my, I forgot which ship went in which order, and my Kraxen wound up bumping into my Gore Portus. So a little minor slip up on my part as a, fleet general there, but that's all right, fleet commander. Anyway, the Kraxen let rip into the Enterprise, did a little bit of damage, not a whole lot. The Enterprise, Marv?
Enterprise shot at the Portus, took 1 shield off, ended up taking 2 in response from the Kraxen. Portus shot at the Defiant, nothing happened. Sisko decided not to do anything this turn and just stay cloaked. Well, it doesn't appear that there's going to be any shooting this turn. Basically what happened is Sisko ran into the Kraxen. The Enterprise didn't quite make as sharp as a turn as I thought he would. And the Kraxen ran into the back of the Gore Portus. So essentially we're all just going to wander around aimlessly for a turn or 2 and try and re-engage.
A little bit of maneuver.
Well, for the most part, we just are trying to remaneuver and get back together. The Kraxen shot across here, Gore Portus made a hard turn, Defiant did a K-turn, and the Enterprise made a hard turn as well. So maybe next turn we'll get re-engaged, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
We'll find out. More circling action here, fellas. Picard was able to engage up here to bring him out of my arc, but he also brought himself out of the Gore Portus's arc. And when the Reliant in Jadzia Dax did her maneuver, same thing. We wound up pulling ourselves out of each other's fire arcs. And the Kraxen over here just shot past the planet. He's going to have to do some hard maneuvering next round, but he was able to re-enable his forwards weapon grid, so that's good news.
So this was a big turn for the Federation. Picard came around and engaged, made it past the front arc on the Portus, shot rear with his 360 ability, and then the Defiant piled on with quantum torpedoes, and we have the Portus down to 1 hull point left and no shields. So overall, pretty good turn for the Federation. The Crackston's swinging back around into the fight. All right, so another good turn for the Federation. The Defiant finished off the Gore Portus. The Enterprise and the Crackston exchanged fire. I think the Enterprise took 2 shields from the Crackston, and the Crackston took 3 shields from the Enterprise. All right. So we decided to call the game at this point. Picard used his engage to get past the Crackston. He will go off the table next turn, but he's going to get some range 1 shots, and then we've got a fully functional Defiant ready to go for next turn. So a little mistaken maneuvering with Picard on my part, but it probably sealed the game for me because Crackston will be out.